Today we're diving into figurative language in poetry. Basically, all the cool way poets play with words to make their writing a little bit more powerful, emotional, and memorable. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our goal for today is to learn the difference between literal and figurative language and how to identify the most common figurative tools like similes, metaphors, hyperbole, and more. Now, these all show up all the time in poetry, so learning how to spot them is key. All right, so what exactly is figurative language? It's language that goes beyond the literal. Poets use it to paint richer, more emotional pictures. It really adds imagination, tone, and meaning. It's like writers are quote unquote dressing up their words to help us see the world in a new way. All right, so here is a quick little informative table for you. So here we have literal, it's cold in here, and figurative. We have this coffee shop is an ice box. So in this box, the figurative one, the second one doesn't just say it's cold, it shows it. And that extra layer of meaning is what makes figurative language so powerful. All right, let's go ahead and start with metaphors. So metaphor is a direct comparison. You're not saying something is like something, you're saying that it is that thing. For some examples, we have time is a thief, she's drowning in grief. And these help us understand these really abstract ideas like time or sadness in a more concrete way. Next, we have simile. So simile is like a metaphor's cousin. It's a comparison using quote like or quote as. So for example, we have happy as a clam, fought like cats and dogs, as dry as a bone. So if you ever see as like, then you know that this is a simile and not a metaphor, okay? And these also help us visualize or relate emotionally to an idea that the writer may be trying to present. Okay, next we have personification. So personification is when we give human traits to non-human things. So we have some examples right here. The vines wove their fingers. The sun greeted me. The radio stared at me. So this makes things feel alive and emotional, helping build that mood or tone. We know that vines don't have fingers. We know that the sun doesn't actually greet us, and radios don't stare at us. But providing this type of personification really allows us to kind of build that mood or tone and feel it when we're reading poetry or even listening to music. Next, we have hyperbole. And hyperbole is all about exaggeration. So we have some examples right here. I've told you a million times, you snore louder than a freight train. And I had to walk 15 miles in the snow uphill. So we usually use hyperbole to make things a little bit more funny, more dramatic, or more intense. Okay, next we have symbolism. So symbolism is when a word or image represents something bigger. So we have some examples. Dove equals peace, black equals death, red rose equals love. So symbols will often deepen the meaning of a poem and connect it to bigger themes or ideas. Do note that these can vary depending on the culture. All right, next we have alliteration. So alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words. We have some examples here. Wide-eyed and wondering. Better butter makes bitter butter better. So as you can see, this adds rhythm and can really create this mood or emphasis. All right, next we have understatement. So this one's pretty fun. Understatement is actually when you downplay something important for effect. So we have an example here. It's just a scratch after a car crash. Not bad after winning a championship. And this also adds this humor and irony or dramatic contrast. All right. Oops. So why does this matter? Oops. Why does this matter? Figurative language can really help readers feel, not just read. It turns plain writing into something a little bit more memorable. So when you use these tools in your own essays or spotman poems, then you kind of start to own your own voice and deepen your interpretation. All right, so to wrap it up, Figurative language layers equals layers of meaning. So practice spotting these in poems, stories, or even your favorite songs. Writers use them to say more with fewer words, and ultimately, so can you as well. And remember, that blank page, it's not empty, it's a canvas. So paint with your words. All right, we'll chat with you guys later. Bye bye.